Welcome, everybody. Lovely to see you. So we turn our attention to effortless being, which is our true self. Allow things to be as they are. Whatever is appearing to you. When you turn your attention towards presence, it bubbles to the surface. The mind relaxes effortlessly. In presence. Because what the mind loves above all is the peace of presence, the peace of being. That's what we are looking for in all our experiences. We are looking for that peace. The non-dual understanding. The understanding that I have never been anything else but this borderless, effortless presence. That I have never been somebody on the screen of consciousness. That everything that appears to me appears to me as consciousness, as awareness, and not as some personal, limited and separate entity. At the depth of our being, we know that. And every night in deep sleep, we seek a little taste of that nirvikalpa, that state which is not limited or defined by any form. Forms appear to you as mind stuff, conceptual in nature, but in essence, formless. You are this formless essence. The essence of all worlds, the essence of all minds. There is no personal entity that needs to do anything. No separate self anywhere. That needs to attain any particular state. When the light shines, there is clarity in the mind. The light of understanding. The understanding that there is one reality. What a wonder. That there is whatever is. What a wonder that there is awareness. The wonder of being. Being is free from any limitation. Is free from the past, which is mind stuff, thoughts and memories. Before you imagine yourself to be a person, a mother, a father, son or daughter, You are. You, meaning awareness, is before any structure, before any mind. You are the one and only. Whatever appears to you is your very self manifesting as mind, as world, as body, as concept. Which is quite a wonder, the wonder of conceptualization. The nama rupas, the names and forms, which in no way whatsoever affect you as reality, the reality of being, the reality of awareness. Sometimes we speak of enlightenment. It may appear in the mind as something out there, and it may appear in the mind that there is somebody in here and it may appear that there is a path for that someone who is here to get to that. All of this appears on the screen of consciousness. Which does not know here apart from there or there apart from here. Because the screen is uninterrupted. Like waves on the surface of the ocean do not interrupt the ocean. Mind stuff does not interrupt your reality. Does not divide you. It is more correct to speak of enlightenment as peace. causeless peace, the freedom, the joy, the love, which is not the result of something that somebody does. It's not a special gift for the high achievers. It is our true self, which we are and have always been and will always be. Formless, transparent, borderless being, presence. Rather than doing, when we remain as we are, trusting being, not a doing, but the simplicity and the depth of being. Where we truly meet, so to speak, as the same being. So invite every sensation in your body, every thought that appears to you, to their complete freedom. Because there is only one freedom, which is your freedom. Not your freedom as somebody, but your freedom as your very nature, your very essence. Your freedom as freedom itself. The freedom of the freedom itself. Notice that there is no separation. Directly in your experience. When you do not refer to past knowledge, when you do not refer to the past or the future, when you do not refer to mind as your guide, when you refer directly to your experience this moment, there is no separation. There is no separate you and separate other. Nothing which appears to you is an obstacle to whom would there be an obstacle when you are simply being without striving, without holding on to a personal agenda. Allow yourself to be not knowing, fresh, not referring to yourself as anything whatsoever, anyone whatsoever. What is already, it is. And you are this isness, not immortal body-mind structure, not a bundle of memories and thoughts and sensations. They are just appearances on the screen. They do not have any consequence upon your very being. Remain not knowing. Without holding on to any image, of yourself or anyone. Allow things to be as they are. All is well. In God's kingdom. You are that. The wholeness, the totality, the globality, the one and only reality. So if you have any questions, please make sure you unmute your mic, or you can use the reaction icon at the bottom of the screen to raise your hand. Any questions? Hi, Carol.
I would like a little feedback, but mostly I'd like to share an experience I've had here just recently. I was invited to visit friends in California, and they took me down into Yosemite along these roads with no guardrails. We're looking way down into the vast canyon, into the depth of this thing that I've never seen the likes of. And something very interesting happened. I was so taken aback from just the sheer experience of the vastness and the grandeur of being there, that I felt like my heart and my brain was blasted open. I was literally thrown out of my mind, which is a very good thing. and, and it was such an amazing experience. And it in reflecting after I've gotten back home, I have to think, it even though I was very, very present with that, and I have to think my habitual mind, it's so easy because of years of habitual identifying with the mind, that when you're thrown out of it, it's a reminder of everything you've been saying. Just pure presence. I wasn't separate from where I was. It was the energy of the place was moving right through me, and I wasn't there anymore. It was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. And so it's nice to have that memory and reminder of very powerful direct experience, instead of something I have read or thought about with the thinking mind once again, right?
Yes.
It was it was so wonderful.
Yes, yes. Sometimes it's helpful to also have an understanding as well. As a result of identification, we experience ourselves in the world, that we are an experience in the world, a limited experience in the world. And via grace, rather than being an aspect of a personal mind, realize that we are this vastness, and the world and the mind are appearing to us. So there is like a sort of a shift from being contained to being the totality, from being limited to being limitless. It's always the case that whatever we're experiencing is limited. If you're experiencing a thought, a memory, sensation, a perception, what you experience is limited. It has a beginning, has an end, has a duration, has a certain shape, a certain form. But it's always the case that you, the experiencer, that which perceives, is not limited. It's actually your experience right now. You are hearing these words. These words appear to you. They appear, they disappear. They have a certain meaning. They have a certain resonance, a certain vibration, and then they dissolve back. But you remain. You are that which, quotes unquote, contains, perceives this sound or this conversation. It's always the case. But as a result of the belief that we're limited, we overlook the most natural aspect of our experience, which is that we are formless, that we are limitless. And on occasion, we have a sort of a jolt or a glimpse out of being in the car to being this magnificent presence. But in fact, I just wanted to point to you that that's your most common experience, is that you are this presence. It's not a big deal. It's the most normal thing. And freedom, the joy and the freedom of being borderless is our birthright. It's not something so special. Love and peace and freedom and happiness and joy is our self, our true self. It seems to be special only because we have been dominated by the belief that we are limited. It's just a belief. It's not true. We are in a prison. We are prisoners. But our prison has no walls and no gates. You know, in the circus, when there is a baby elephant, they tie the baby elephant to a spike with a rope, about maybe 10, 20-foot rope. So the baby elephant gets used to stay within 20 feet from that spike in the ground. And when that elephant grows to be, I don't know how many tons the elephant grows, he's so big, the zookeeper removes the rope from, or maybe they don't remove the rope, I don't know, but the elephant continues to, although they could easily pull that spike off the ground with little effort, they don't. We are a little bit like that. The spike in the ground is the belief that I'm a person. So this beautiful glimpse that you had is wonderful. It revealed to you, you know, experientially what we speak about during our meetings. It's available to you to revisit it. You can revisit what that glimpse revealed to you. Not to want to go back to the glimpse to hold on to it, to the feeling of it, or no, what it revealed to you. It revealed to you that you are this vastness, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's yours. That's yours.
Wonderful reminder. Wonderful reminder.
It's your truth. It's your truth. Revealed to you from consciousness to itself. Revealed itself to you, told you, that's what you are. That's what I am. So we can live, you know, as that formless totality. And what applies to you applies to others. We all are this formless totality, this universal consciousness. So we cherish the message that was revealed to us.
Thank you, Matthew.
Any questions?
Hello, Magdi.
Hello, Holly. Yes.
Can you? Oh,
Yes, I hear
did
you.
somebody else have a hand up?
No, I'm with you. I hear you. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So one thing that you mentioned earlier during your talk was the allowing sensations and thoughts to have their freedom. So the question I have has to do with certain states of anxiety that I can be prone to. And for instance, sometimes, and I don't think the topic is particularly important about the anxiety because it's just like sort of general anxiety. And,
Yes.
you know, sometimes, especially if it's getting like close to bedtime, I have, you know, a number of kind of mitigation strategies to help, because otherwise I'll
Yes.
sometimes, you know, be up late
Yes. Yes.
thinking about things. So in cases like that, is it still best to let that have its freedom, or
Right.
best to take a deep breath and have a warm cup of tea? Or
Actually, one cup of tea sounds good. Yes.
yeah,
It's always
I do stuff like that.
one cup of tea goes a long way.
or deep breaths, or, you know,
Yes.
stretching, you know, these sorts of things.
A couple of things about this, Holly. So whatever appears on deck is whatever it is appearing on deck. Is there a wind blowing? There are certain certain waves on the surface of the pond. The wind gets more intense, the bigger the waves, quiets down, smaller waves, no wind, no waves, the sun is shining, the glitter of the sunshine on the surface of the pond. Whatever is appearing on the surface of the pond is what it is. There is nothing for anyone to do anything about it. And there is no need to do anything about it because there is no one to do anything about it. Why is that so? Because anything that's appearing is a universal unfolding. It's not something that this particular person did. It's not something that that particular person did or that you did. It is the entire universe that is collaborating to produce this particular sensation. Now, what is the problem? Well, it feels dangerous to somebody. It feels there is something wrong. It feels there is something off. For somebody, there is somebody who is objecting. Yes, but okay, less wind, please, or smaller waves, please. I'm not ready. You know, somebody is not ready for those waves or for the wind. Who is this somebody? Who is this somebody? Somebody, I don't know. There are preferences. I want it different. I don't want that. Who is this? Who is this I? Well, there's only one I, Holly, which is whatever it is that's hearing these words. And that which is hearing these words has no name, has no age, has no form. It's not a female hearing or a male hearing or whatever it is that is perceiving this perception is whatever it is. It is that I, the only I that there is, that I who is objecting, who is saying, oh, darn, you know, I don't want that now. I, the only I there is, consciousness is objecting. But consciousness is the only reality. It's the only game in town. There would be nothing appearing if it wasn't for consciousness. There's only one reality, which is the reality of consciousness. So therefore, the reality of the sensations that appear to you is consciousness. So this consciousness who's creating the sensation and who's objecting to the sensation. Okay. Well, one could say, well, that sounds really good, but it's not very helpful because I really want to get rid of this anxiety. So we want to get rid of the anxiety that we are the only reality that there is. As the only reality, there is nothing that can hurt you, affect you, be harmful to you. When I say you, I'm not talking about your body. Your body, you eat some toxic food, you're going to have a stomachache, you're going to have to take some medicine and recover. I'm talking to you, not the body that we call holy. No, I'm talking to you. You, the only you there is, consciousness, only you, the reality that perceives. So take a look. Take a look. Do I believe myself? I'm buying into I am holy? You may say, well, wait a minute, Magdi, I'm asking a question about my anxiety. And you are talking to me about, am I holy? It doesn't seem to relate. Talk to me about my anxiety. Well, the anxiety belongs to holy. It doesn't belong to consciousness. So if you are holy, okay, then notice that everything appears and disappears. And notice that wanting things to be different is a source of anxiety. Because we don't have a crystal ball, we don't know that things are going to be different. So we're anxious, we're hoping, oh my God, I hope things will be different tonight or tomorrow or whatever. Wanting things to be different is a habit. Anxiety is a habit. You can develop another habit, which is to be still, to be available to whatever is appearing. Because nothing that is appearing is going to harm you. Because the body-mind is on a time clock. Bodies are dying from the moment they're born. So what? Is there any magic to that? No. The problem is identifying with the body, that you're the body. Then it becomes a problem. But as a fact, bodies are born and die. When they're born, they're actually, the dying process has started. In the absence of identification, what are we holding on to? What are you holding on to? What is it that you cherish so much? What? I'm not saying don't enjoy and don't celebrate life. I'm talking about holding on to. You can enjoy life as it happens, the kindness, the sweetness, the friendship, the beauty in life. But understanding is important. That there is nothing phenomenal that is worth holding on to. It's impossible to hold on to anything phenomenal. Try to hold on to the pot of gold that you discovered in your night dream. It's a joke. It's the same thing in the waking dream. In the waking state, you celebrate life, you contemplate presence, being, truth, you contemplate freedom, beauty. But you don't measure your happiness or your well-being phenomenally. What happens when the body is 90 years old? I mean, you can barely walk or breathe or cook your meal. What, that means it's disaster time? No. Don't evaluate yourself. Don't measure yourself according to anything phenomenal. This does not mean you don't do your best to improve your life. Of course you do. Improve your relationships, your house, your work, whatever. You do your best. You always do your best, but tranquilo, not without, you do your best from a place that is indifferent. But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best, but I'm not hot after it, you know. Now, in the evening, you know, when we go to sleep, we need to invite both the body and the mind to rest. So consciously, you make your bed, put on your jammies, you lie down, nice comfortable pillow, more or less. It's hard to find comfortable pillows, especially at my age, but so you relax the body and you allow the body to sink. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to attend to anything with your body. But also you need to invite your mind to rest. When you go to bed, this is not a good time to be thinking about anything. To be thinking about tomorrow, but if a thought arises, oh, am I going to remember? I need to send a memo tomorrow by 10 o'clock. Okay, write a little note, get up, write a little note, and then so that you can invite your mind to rest. Or you can trust that your mind at 10 o'clock or before 10 o'clock will remind you, hey, don't forget to send that memo. It's 9:30, you need to send it by 10. You can either trust your mind or write yourself a note. But the point I'm making is that you need to invite your mind to rest. So you take a look at your mind. What am I doing? Oh, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about this person who upset me yesterday, and thinking, oh my God, am I going to be able to make that sale tomorrow? No, that's not the right time for it. All of that you need to put it away. And now I'm just going to invite the mind to sync with the body, to sync. Mind rests in being. So you invite the mind to rest in being, in presence. So notice if there are some habitual tendencies to want to think about the entire day or the entire week before going to bed. And it's not the right time to do that. And you can invite the mind to also enjoy the restfulness of the body, because they're not separate. And the body is resting, you know, nice sheets, you know, the blood flow, the heart is now reducing its the beat of the heart, the tingling of the body. You can invite the mind to enjoy the restfulness of the body. About anxiety, one more thing. Sometimes there are things we need to do, practical things we need to do, that if we don't do them, they will have some consequences that are not the most favorable. So try to discern, when you have an anxiety, try to discern what aspect of your anxiety is practical, and what aspect of your anxiety is psychological and wasteful. Tend to the practical and discard the psychological, because the psychological has to do with me in time, her, him, she, why did this, why that. Just be sober, be matter of fact about what is matter of fact things you could do. Do them if possible. If it's not possible, okay, it's not possible. Go with the flow and hope for the best. But above all, Holly, there is nothing at stake. Nothing at stake for who you truly are. And you are that which is real. You are not some temporary thing. By you, I mean awareness, consciousness, the reality that perceives. Any strategies that you do that are for the improvement of your personhood are doomed to fail. Because it is the personhood itself which is a problem. But thank goodness there is no actual person. So you're safe. You're good. It's true. We complicate things. Life is simple. It's playful. It's not about solving problems, surmounting obstacles. Sometimes you are in situations that are not pleasant. Maybe there may be relationships that are pain in the butt. And you can't find your way around for now. Sometimes it's like that for a certain period of time. Then things change because we don't like to remain unhappy for too long. We don't, as happiness, we don't have tolerance for too much unhappiness. It bugs us, it bothers us. So we have an inner mechanism, an internal mechanism, all of us, towards happiness, meaning away from unhappiness. So there is a natural pull, a natural draw towards happiness. That's operating in our life. We just have to trust it. And don't make things too complicated. And the more we struggle with anxiety, it exacerbates it. Because anxiety is just a sensations, bodily sensations with a story. Bodily sensations, they only have the power we give them. And the stories only has the power we also give it. So of itself, of themselves, anxieties are not a big deal. Except if we distance ourselves from it, whatever it is, and now is a struggle between me and it. Then yeah, again, well, boy, it's a struggle. But when you notice the zero distance, when you notice the intimacy, intimacy is love. We have a habit of distancing ourselves, separating ourselves from whatever you name it. But there is no distance. There is no separation. There's nothing apart from yourself. There's nothing coming at you because you are the entire universe. You're not separate from the universe. This me thing, this limited me thing, is a belief. It's not true. It's not real. In time, it will dissolve. It's dissolving already. But yeah, a cup of tea is always good.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Magdi.
Some mint leaves, fresh mint leaves, Any questions? Hola, Fernando. Let me see.
Hi, Magdi.
Hello, Fernando.
I don't have a question, just a brief comment. For me, the satsang is a reminder of the importance of just being, and just simply being, and also I appreciate your emphasis on effortlessness. I say this because for me it's very difficult to do nothing. I'm all the time busy doing things, and even though I do creative things like painting, music, or writing, but the point is that all the time busy, and I have to make an effort to do things effortlessly.
Good luck with that.
Okay, so, but no, for me, this is very important, Magdi, just the reminder of simply being and
Yes.
the emphasis on effortlessness.
When you are doing something that you enjoy doing, even if there is effort, internally there is enjoyment because you enjoy doing it. So that's okay. That sort of effort is fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But I always think in the Bible that it says that God created the world, and every day, that's the parable. And He created the earth one day, another day the animals, the plants, and so on, and then the man. But the seventh day, He took a break. He just rested from His created work, and I'm trying to apply that, but just rest and do nothing and just being.
I have a different version about that because God is not in time, God doesn't believe in time. Why? Doesn't mess around with time. He's always resting. He's always resting. There's activity, creation, activity, and simultaneously resting. So restfulness is not an opposite of activity. There is an inner disturbance, then that's not restful. But when there is an inner peace and inner, then there is restfulness. Now, when I say inner, what I mean by that, Fernando, is when you are with the flow in life. This does not mean that you are saying yes to everything. No, sometimes you say, no, I want to go this way. Sometimes you say yes to some things, you say no to some other things, but you are with the flow. You are not looking for your happiness out there. When you are living life, but you are not standing apart from life, asking life to give you something in order for you to become more complete, more whole, more happy. Oh, you're living life. Living life, sometimes you have to jump over the hurdles. Sometimes it's easy flow. Sometimes it's turbulent time, and there is a lot of things to look at. You see? So in life, the more we are in harmony with life, to be in harmony in life, we are not separate from life. How can you be separate from life? It's crazy, Fernando. Of course, you are not separate from life. You are life itself. You are not separate from the universe. Every cell of your body is in sync with the entire universe every moment, every moment. And you, awareness, the awareness, is not made out of atoms and molecules and the protons and gluons. You see, that's the beauty about awareness. Once awareness realizes itself, oh, I am the formless, invisible reality that right now perceives its perception. This is awareness becoming aware of itself. When awareness becomes aware of itself, it's a magical time. It's a freedom immediately. Oh, you realize your formlessness. You realize your truth, your reality. Of course, the body is what it is. No problem. The body has shoulder ache, back, whatever. I don't know. Whatever the body is doing. We have to fix the car. We have to take care of the cooking. We have to do the shopping. We have to buy the paint. We have to have paintings ready for the exhibition. You know, that's at the body. But consciousness becoming aware of itself is you realizing, I am the reality which is the reality which perceives. And that reality has no name. The body has a name, Fernando, but the reality that I am has no name, no age, no location. There's a great beauty in that. Freedom, the great freedom in that. And a joy in that. You see? Then effort, we know there is effort in the body. We have to do some effort. Sometimes we have an appointment and we feel, oh, I'd like to get a siesta. But we have an appointment. You see, we made a promise. We have to honor our words, right? So we make an effort. Big deal. It applies to the body. But effort does not apply to consciousness, to our reality, you see. And once you realize your reality, you know, more and more realize, I am this aware presence. There is Fernando, yes. There is this, there is that, yes. But I is not this or that. I is I itself. Then there is a restfulness, a natural, effortless restfulness in the midst of the activity. So God, in fact, resting all the time and creating and active all the time. The restfulness and the activity, the Shiva and the Shakti. And the peace is in the simple recognition of yourself, the simple recognition of yourself as this formless, borderless awareness. It's so obvious. So obvious. This awareness is not contained. It's not like, oh, I am inside the body, I'm inside the brain, what's going to happen to me tomorrow? No, things are going to happen to the body, of course. But nothing is going to happen to awareness. You see? We are the same awareness, this one reality, shining through different minds. Your mind is the artistic mind, the creative mind. It's another person, maybe musician, etc., etc., etc.
Thank you, Maggie.
It's nice to talk to Fernando. Any questions? Right.
Can I share something, Meg? Oh, sorry.
Yes, John. Yes, John. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were
Oh,
getting ready to.
okay.
I was trying to fiddle with my phone and get the camera on. And all that stuff.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yes, please.
I really tonight's been very revealing for me, so I appreciate the questions asked and your answers. Somehow I feel a freedom when you said something about basically both are there. You know, it's the Shakti and Shiva, and so because I also have the anxiety stuff, so I appreciated that question, and I also notice that it disappears, and seemingly for no reason at times, or all the time, I don't know, and other times maybe because I'm engaged or something. But I realize that it disappears, and I didn't do it, because that's really what this personal I wants to do, is get rid of it and so forth and so on, or change it or not have it or whatever. And I do allow it to be, allow it to have its freedom, but there are plenty of times I also am allowing it to have its freedom but want it to disappear at the same time. But I allow that to be also. And anyway, long story short on this is that I'm realizing tonight that the same peace I have that I didn't get on my own through psychological means or, you know, meditation necessarily or anything like that, it just is there, and it appears. And so to me, that's who I truly am. That is my true nature, is that peace. And it just somehow has made an impression somehow, maybe in the mind somehow, to have that remembrance that I am who I am, despite the activity that's going on. So I appreciate all of it tonight. Thank you.
Yes. Consciousness is always on our side. God is love and always loves us, and God's love is infinite. Thank you all. Very lovely to be with you all. And Eric, good to see you, and Fernando, John, Pauline, Holger, Frank, Shelley, Richard, Lynn, hello Lynn, Shiva, salut Shiva, Malcolm, hello Malcolm, David, hi David, Dee, hello Dee, and Lolita, and Nathan. Sorry if I missed anybody. Thank you all. Very lovely to be with you. Thank you. See you soon.
Thanks, Magdi.
Thank you, Magdi.